Welcome everybody to my rendition of Auld Lang Syne. I tried to work it out finger style and I was so rusty and grew frustrated with it. I just didn't want to put the time into it. So I switched gears and started searching YouTube, and I found a nice video, and I'll put a link to it below, that inspired me. It was by a guy named Robert Warwas, W-A-R-W-A-S. And I liked his blues style, so I kind of copied a little bit of what he was doing, added some more double stops in it in the vein of Stevie Ray Vaughan and or Jimi Hendrix, whoever you want to look at for that inspiration. But I found a nice backing track that works with this. So I've written this out as far as the rhythm. I've written out the chords. If you want to just chord this along, cowboy chords are fine. Either way, you know, record yourself chording it and then jam over that, or jam with this backing track, which is just piano. So again, all those links, my tab, Robert's inspirational video, and this MP3 backing track that you can download along with my notes to jam with, because it's really fun, as you saw me kind of improvising over. You can do what you want with it. So I hope this inspires you, and it's a great way to play with it and the melody. So with that said, we'll get into the rhythm part of it through my notes. And I've also included in my notes the D major blues scale and the D major scale, which work over this song. The real thing you want to do is hit the target notes when you're on a D note. You know, hit the D rather than a D at the fifth string, fifth fret. Hit the D on the fourth string at 7, the octave. Those kind of notes really add to your solo. So, okay, enough talking, into the rhythm. So if you're playing along with the backing track, you'll hear like a chord ring, and during that time you can do an up string muted and then strike the 6th string at 5 and then hit 7th fret. And then come into the 4th fret of the 4th string and the 5th fret of the 5th string. It's really playing a D in the form of the C power chord, so we'd be doing, well, we're just doing it here because it's nice to slide in. Alright, so we have this so far. Alright, at that point we're going to come back to the 6th string at 7, and then the 4 and 5 on the 5th and 4th string. Then grab a 7 on the 5th string, slide up to 9. Then come back to the 4th string at 5 and the 5th string at 7. Single note at 5, back to the 5 and 7. Alright, so we have this. To intersperse those single notes because it emphasizes the melody. At least that's the way I'm looking at it for my version of this. And then what we're going to do, alright, so we've landed on this 5-7. Again, let's take it from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point, you slide on the 5th and 4th string from 7 to 9, back to 7, and catch just the 5th string note on the 5th fret. And then hit the both 5th and 4th string at 5. And then 7 and slide to 9. Alright, so from the 5-7 where we end, move to the 4th and 3rd string at 7. We'll hit that once. And then again with a hammer on the 4th string to 9. Hold that. We'll do that hammer on again and then go back to 7 for a 2 count. Then land on the 5th string at 9. Then we're moving back to the 5th and 4th string. Now we're going to hit 7 and hammer into 9 on the 5th string while holding 7 on the 4th. Right. So we have this with the 5th and 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then take your 7th fret of the 5th string, slid back to 5, and hit 5 on the 5th and 4th string and hammer into 7 on the 5th string. Back to 5 on the 5th string and then both the 5th and 4th string with the hammer on. Alright, so I have all the way from the beginning to this. This is the first measure I've written out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point, we're into the second measure of this rhythm. We're going to slide 7 to 9 and back to 7 again on the 5th and 4th string, and then hit 5. At that point, we'll catch the 7th fret of the 6th string. We'll hit that twice to 5, and then land or slide into 5 and 4 on the 4th and 5th string. So we have this. And that's held, and you heard me do a little, it's really hitting the deadened strings up here, 14, 16, whatever, doesn't matter, and sliding down. Kind of a Stevie Ray little tribute, God bless you. Then we come back to 7 on the 4th and 3rd string, with a hammer on and back to 7. Then we're going to hit 9 on the 5th string twice. To 7 on the 5th and 4th, slid to 5. Then we'll do a hammer on from those 5s to 7. Back to 5 just on the 5th string. And then 5 on the 4th and 5th string with the hammer on. So we have this so far. Now we jump up back to 7th fret position on the 4th and 3rd string with the hammer in, and off to 7s, to 2 9s on the 5th string. Back to 7, hold that for a 2 count, and then hammer into 9 and hold that for a 4 count. So you can hear this melody in your head, and that's what I was going after with the single notes and these double stops. All right, so now we're to the last measure. We're going to start out with the 7 on the 5th and 4th, 4th and 3rd string, hammered into 9, back to the 7s. 2 more 9s on the 5th string, and slide 7 to 5 on that 5th string. Then we'll hit the 5 on the 4th and 5th string together, hammered in, and then the single note 5 on the 5th string. And one more time with the hammer in. So we have this so far. Then we're going to end this rhythm with a slide from 7 to 9, back to 7, and striking the 5 on the 5th and 4th string. And then the 2 notes on the 7th fret of the 6th string to 5, and then finally sliding into our 4 and 5. So that is the whole rhythm. So the chording is very simple. We're going to be doing a measure of D, measure of A, back to D, then G, D, then to A, then we'll go to G, A for half measure each, and back to D. Then it repeats and starts with another D. So I'm going to do it the 2 times through so you can hear the full thing with the backing track. All right. So there's the rhythm. I've included in my notes the scale, the D major blues scale and the D major scale. D major blues scale makes it obviously more bluesy, and because it's the major scale, a little more happier, which even though we're saying goodbye to old friends, this is more of a happier, I guess, tune. At least that's how they play it. And the D major scale makes it a little more modern because we're adding that G note rather than the F for the blues scale. So again, that's in my notes right below. I really hope this helps everybody. You can download the backing track, and this was really fun to put together, and kind of an original, if you will, composition. So enjoy.